G'day guys, Shirty here. Welcome back to No Man's Sky. So the Liquidators Expedition is back and this one is a lot of fun. It's easily my favourite out of all the expeditions that I've done. And if you like the combat in No Man's Sky, this expedition is for you. At any rate, whether you're a new player or a seasoned veteran, this video will show you how to quickly and efficiently achieve every milestone and breeze through the expedition. I hope you find this guide helpful, and if it does help and you enjoy the vid, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more. So let's get into it. Now first, as always, I highly recommend you make sure your PvP is turned off in the settings, and if you're not playing with friends, turn off multiplayer as well. So let's head on up to the Anomaly. Now if you start the expedition up here at the expedition terminal, you can take your ship, your multi-tool and some resources with you. Once you open up the terminal, you can load up your supplies. Now you can take up to 8 items of tech with you and 24 items in your inventory. I'd suggest bringing all the basic resources you usually need to survive and some fuel and supplies for your ship. As for tech, it's really up to you. I always bring an advanced mining laser and the rocket boots to help with getting around. But some shield upgrades, hazard protection and life support upgrades will be handy, and I also brought some upgrades for the Minotaur cannon and the engine. As for resources, here's a quick checklist of some things to bring. You don't really need to bring much at all though, as this expedition is more about the combat than anything else. If you have them, it's a good idea to bring some extra ammo and some unstable plasma for your weapons. I also always bring something I can sell for credits and something I can turn into nanites. But you don't really need to worry about money either, and I'll show you how to easily earn more than enough of both to get through this expedition. Now I do highly recommend bringing a fully upgraded ship with you. It just makes life so much easier, especially with regards to inventory space. And I would definitely recommend bringing a well-equipped multi-tool for this expedition, but it's not really necessary as the milestones will give you everything you need. But if you do have a good multi-tool, I would bring it. But don't worry if you're new and don't have anything to bring. Everything you need, I'll show you how to find. And this expedition doesn't really require a lot of resources or searching for stuff anyway. So let's get started. So once you load in, you need to do all the normal things. Start by scanning all the animals you see. There is no milestone for this, but if you need the nanites later to get your ship and multi-tool from the Anomaly, this planet is an easy one to scan all the animals and get the nanite bonus. So head in the general direction of your ship and collect all the usual resources on the way, like carbon, oxygen, sodium, ferrite, dihydrogen, so on. Make sodium a bit of a priority, as you will need to refill your hazard protection a fair bit on this planet. Now before you go too far, open up your expedition tab and select the Fat of the Land milestone. It's in phase 3. For this one you need to mine 650 resources in one burst with your mining laser. So find somewhere with a lot of stuff to mine in a small area like this. Now all you need to do is release the trigger for a second or two before your laser overheats and maintain this until you get 650 resources. By selecting the milestone first, you can see in the bottom right hand corner the total increasing as you go. Just don't overheat the laser or stop for more than a few seconds, and this one should be easy. So as soon as you collect 650, you can collect your first milestone. Now this milestone also gives you some inventory space, so I'd recommend collecting this straight away. So just a heads up, use your jetpack whenever you can to fly around as you collect things, because this is also for another milestone. As you travel around, also mine any hazardous flora you see. You'll need the oxygen, but eliminate 10 of them and collect your next milestone. Keep an eye out for copper. You need to refine this to make chromatic metal, so hit up a couple of these deposits and get around 1,000 copper just to be safe. This planet also has uranium deposits, so I'd highly recommend mining a couple of these just to use as launch fuel for your starship. I'd also recommend checking any caves you find, as there are heaps of pearls in these and you can sell them for credits later when we get to the space station. Now, whenever you have the opportunity, I was near water at the start, but head into the water and look for an alluring specimen. I had to dig down for this one, but once you get close, you just need to grab the green lights and one of them will trigger the monster. A couple of shots with the scatter blaster will easily kill him, and you can collect your next milestone. And while you're in the water, don't forget to scan the fish if you want the nanites from discovering all the animals on the planet. When you have enough resources, head on over to your ship. Now, I got lucky as there was a cave right next to where my ship was, which had the last animal I needed to scan for the nanites. And an easy 1750 nanites to start things off. As I headed around to my ship, I finally got the close air support milestone for using the jetpack. Now, as you get a bit closer, the biological horrors will spawn. Kill as many as you can for a later milestone. And also make sure to save at the waypoint, as clearing 3 of these of the biological horrors is another later milestone. Now, once you've cleared the area, hop into your ship. Go through the dialogue and collect your next milestone. Now we need to repair the ship. To do this, we need a hermetic seal and a metal plating and refine ferrite into pure ferrite. The dihydrogen jelly is already in the ship's inventory. Now first, make 2 metal plating, as we need an extra one to make the refiner. Make the hermetic seal. If you haven't found 30 condensed carbon, just refine carbon to get it. Next, make the refiner. And refine ferrite dust to get 50 pure ferrite. And while you are here, also refine the copper you collected, and you'll need to get a minimum of 350 chromatic metal. Now, if you don't have a total of at least 100 condensed carbon, refine your carbon to make 100. Now go ahead and repair your ship. Next, I headed into the building to look for any loot, and as soon as I walked in, the horrors spawned again. Which is great, because kill 12 of them and collect the exterminator milestone. Before we leave this planet, we're going to complete another couple of milestones. So jump in your ship and fly up just enough to get into space and collect the next milestone. Head back towards the surface and look for more abandoned buildings. They're all over the place, so they're not that hard to find. Once you see one, land and select the independent action milestone, which is in phase 4. So go ahead and kill all the horrors you can, and you can just run around and kill them, or jump on the roof if you want to do it a bit more safely. Once they despawn, go up to the waypoint and make a save. You can see at the bottom right we've now done 2 of 3. The first one was back at our ship. So hop back in your ship and fly low and slow to find one more building. As soon as you find one, land and kill the horrors again until they subside. And again go up to the waypoint and make a save. And now you can collect your next milestone. Next we're going to install the hyperdrive on our ship. Now to do this we'll need 200 chromatic metal and 5 carbon nanotubes, and they'll make the 5 microprocessors that we need. And you can go ahead and make the processors and install the hyperdrive. Next you need to make a little bit of fuel for the hyperdrive as well. So you should already have all the chromatic metal, condensed carbon, oxygen and ferrite dust that you need to make at least 3 warp cells. Once done, put 1 in the hyperdrive to fuel it up. Now hop back in your ship and let's head into space. Look around for some asteroids, there's usually some near the space stations. Once you find them, spend some time mining them for tritium. Mine a decent enough supply to have plenty of pulse drive fuel for your ship. If you have tritium at the Anomaly, you won't need to mine too much. Before leaving the system, I headed into the space station to sell some of the stuff that I picked up and make some credits. You did get a Viking report from one of the milestones, and you can sell this also if you wish, as it's worth 1.8 million just on its own. But you don't really need much in the way of credits in this expedition, so it's up to you. Once you're done, head into space and select the acceleration milestone. Open up the galaxy map and your first jump should be into this system. The expedition route will lead you to the first drop zone point, but the range of this hauler is limited, so warp to the first system. And collect your next milestone. Now while we're here in this system, we're going to complete a couple more milestones. Most importantly, this is where we're going to find the Apex Predator milestone. But for some reason I got this side mission, and if this happens to you, you can safely just ignore it. But I headed down to check out what this mission was, as I wasn't sure at this stage if it was tied to the expedition or not. But like I said, it's not, so you can just ignore it if you get it. So if you prefer, just follow along to see how the milestones are completed, and you can complete them all at the first drop zone instead when we get there. But if you want, you can do these here as well, so pulse to Gelly 2, the hexagonal planet. Now the side mission had me land near another one of these abandoned buildings, but if you don't have the side mission, just look around, as this type of planet makes finding buildings pretty easy. The biological horrors will spawn in again, and this is where I collected the first milestone here for firing 1200 rounds of ammunition. So kill the horrors and collect the lock and load milestone. Now the lock and load milestone gives you the plasma launcher and an upgrade for it, so go ahead and fit these as soon as you get them. Next, select the Provocateur milestone, which is in phase 3. And for this one, we need to steal 8 of these whispering eggs. Head back to the building and use your mining laser and collect the eggs. You can just run around in a big circle, getting 1 or 2 each time, and you can just ignore the horrors that spawn until you get the 8 eggs that you need. Once you have 8, fly onto the roof, and collect your next milestone. This milestone gives you a nutrient processor, so keep that because we need it for another milestone. Next, make sure you've equipped the plasma launcher as the secondary weapon. Use your laser to hit one of the remaining eggs, and as soon as the horrors spawn, fire your plasma launcher down into them, and collect the fire in the hole milestone for killing 3 targets with 1 shot. And by the way, there's only one type of animal on these planets, so next I headed over to scan it and grab another easy 250 nanites. Okay, so next we're going to have a bit of a barbecue. So select the spare ribs milestone, it's in phase 5. Build the nutrient processor. And put in the rancid flesh that you get from killing the horrors. Any amount will do. Now refine these to make purged ribs. You'll only need to do 1 to collect your next milestone. And you won't need the nutrient processor again, so you can leave it where you left it if you want. So the side mission then took me to this planet in the same system, and it's here that we're going to find the apex predator that you need for the milestone. Now I would suggest landing at these coordinates, as I don't know how easy the apex predator is to find elsewhere, but I found it here. And you got the aquajets from a previous milestone, so you can just land on the ocean at the coordinates. Now the other reason we came to this particular planet is to scan all the animals here, as on this planet it's extremely easy to do them all, and it'll give you a whopping 3,750 nanites for scanning them all here. Now if you scanned all the animals on the first planet, scanning the ones on this planet will mean you have more than 5,000 nanites, which is all you need to get your ship and multi-tool from the Anomaly. If you brought something in the Anomaly to make the 5,000 nanites you need, you can obviously ignore scanning all the animals if you want. But you do need to earn at least 4,000 nanites somewhere along the way for another milestone. So anyway, hop in the water and start scanning. There's only 4 types of fish to find, including the apex predator. And it shouldn't take long to collect your next milestone. Now if you want the nanites, hop back in your ship and fly on over to land and keep scanning the animals. Trust me, it won't take long. There's none to find underground, so on this planet it's really easy to find them all. You just gotta look. Soon enough I'd scanned all 15 animals and collected the 3,750 nanites. You can see I have over 6,000 nanites now already, just from doing those along the way that I showed you. And now you have over 4,000 nanites, you can also collect the bleeding foam milestone. Now that we have all the nanites that we need, we can go up to the Anomaly and collect all our stuff. So head up into space and call in the Anomaly. First thing I do at the terminal always is copy over my ship, so I have plenty of room to store everything. So load up your resources you brought and copy over your multi-tool as well if you brought one. Next I cleared everything out of the hauler and moved it into my Sentinel ship. Once that's done, you can head over to the space station and sell any unwanted goods. And now that I have my ship, I also sold the hauler that we started with for another 3 million units. Next, make sure you selected the Dropzone 1 milestone. Hop in your ship, fly out into space and open up the galaxy map and warp to the system. Once you get there, head for the milestone planet, which is called Torpet Alpha. As you get close, you'll see a red save beacon that someone has kindly put down. Land at the red beacon, it's at the drop zone that you need. Once again, the horrors will spawn, and try to kill as many as you can, as I believe these kills will all count towards the community milestones that need to be done for Phase 1. I'll explain a bit more on that later for the newer players. Once you've dealt with the horrors, then head inside and interact with the terminal and go through the dialogue. Hopefully, you'll follow your orders and do your part and collect your next milestone. After that's done, jump in your ship and select the Infestation Alpha milestone and head to the coordinates. Land near the site, and once you go over there, the Broodmother and her hatchlings will spawn, along with some horrors again. Now that I have my good multi-tool, these aren't going to be much of a problem. My advice is to ignore everything except the Broodmother, and just keep moving while you lay all your fire into her. As soon as you kill the Broodmother, the battle's over. And as I said, with the weapon I have, not too much of a problem. Head inside and interact with the terminal, go through the dialogue, and collect your next milestone. This is also the end of Phase 1, so don't forget to collect this milestone as well. Now, one of the rewards for completing the Infestation Alpha milestone is a hazmat gauntlet. Now go ahead and fit that in your exosuit. Next, select the Metamorphosis milestone in Phase 2 and use your scanner to locate a juicy grub. Run on over and pick it up, and go into your inventory and crush the lava. As soon as you do that, another Broodmother and her young will appear. Same as before, hit the Broodmother while you're moving around. And once you kill her, you can now collect your next milestone. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are community milestones to achieve. If you're new to expeditions, these are milestones that get completed by everyone over the time of the expedition, and you do this by killing the bugs and the horrors. If you want to do some extra, go back to the building and the horrors will spawn again, and you can kill them and add to the community milestone. Now, this is important. Don't end the expedition when you've completed it if you want to get the Liquidator Minotaur parts for free. You need to wait for the community milestones to be completed and claim them before ending the expedition. If you do end the expedition, you can still claim them, but it will cost nanites at the Quicksilver Merchant instead of being free. Just a heads up on this for the newer players. Now, if you see a storm coming in on any of the planets that you go to, run around during the storm. You can see down the bottom right that you need to explore 1100 units of distance during a storm to achieve the Snowblind milestone. This will happen on its own over time, but again, just a heads up to stay in the storms when you encounter them, at least until you've got the milestone. Next, select the Dropzone 2 milestone. Head up into space, open the galactic map, and warp to the location. Once you get there, head for the milestone planet. As you get close, you will again see a red save beacon that someone has kindly put down at the correct location. Once again, the horrors will spawn, and try to kill as many as you can. Then head inside and interact with the terminal and go through the dialogue. And continue to do your part, and you can collect the next milestone. Now jump in your ship and select the Infestation Beta milestone and head to the coordinates. Land near the site, and once you go over there, the Broodmother and her minions will spawn again. And same as before, keep moving while you lay all your fire into the Broodmother. Once you kill her, head into the building and interact with the terminal, go through the dialogue and collect your next milestone. And now the battles start to get interesting. So next, select the scrap metal milestone. It's the next one in phase 2, and we need to kill 22 sentinels. We'll also be doing at the same time the Iron Giants milestone, which is in phase 5, and we need to kill 2 Sentinel Walkers for that one. Now to get the large walkers, we need to take this battle all the way to phase 4 or 5 for them to appear. But if your health gets very low, just run away and recover and try again. When you get the battle to phase 4 or 5, the large walker will appear. Now stop killing the other sentinels and try to take out the walker before anything else. The reason for this is we need to keep some sentinels alive so that we can respawn another walker. If you kill all the sentinels in phase 5, no more will spawn on the planet, and you'll need to wait for another planet to do the big walker milestone. So once you kill the big walker, just run away and hide and wait for the sentinel's timer to expire. As soon as it does, you can collect the scrap metal milestone. This is also the end of phase 2, so don't forget to collect the milestone. Now we can go out and start another fight with the sentinels. This time I had to take it all the way to phase 5 to get the walker to appear. And once done, you can just run away and hide and wait for the timer to expire. As you can see, I finally got the Snowblind milestone for exploring during a storm. And you can also collect the Iron Giants milestone. Now don't forget to head back to the building you fought the Broodmother at, and the horrors will spawn again, and you can kill them and add to the second community milestone. Once all that's done, hop in your ship and select the Dropzone 3 milestone. Same as before, head into space, open up the galaxy map and warp to the location. Head to this planet. As you get close, you'll again see a red save beacon that someone put down, and again it's at the correct location, so land at the beacon. Once again, the horrors will spawn, and try to kill as many as you can. Then head inside, interact with the terminal, and go through the dialogue. Follow your orders and do your part, and you can collect your next milestone. Once that's done, head back to your ship and now select the Infestation Gamma milestone. Land near the site, and once you go over there, the Broodmother and her minions will spawn again. And same as before, keep moving while you lay all your fire into the Broodmother. Once you kill her, head inside the building and interact with the terminal, go through the dialogue, and collect your next milestone. This is also the end of phase 3, so collect the milestone. Don't forget to head back to the building you fought the Broodmother at, and the horrors will spawn again, and you can kill some more of them to add to the 3rd community milestone. Alrighty, next we're going to select the Dropzone 4 milestone. Jump in your ship and head into space, open the galactic map, and warp to the location. Head to this planet. And once again, you'll see another red save beacon that somebody's been kindly putting down, and again it's at the correct location. So again, land at the red save beacon. Kill the horrors that spawn. And then head inside and interact with the terminal and go through the dialogue. Follow your orders and do your part, and you can collect your next milestone. Now we're going to head back to our ship and we're going to select the Infestation Delta milestone. And it's all the same as before, so just land near the site. The Broodmother will spawn again. Lay all your fire into the Broodmother. And once you kill her, head inside the building and interact with the terminal. Go through the dialogue and collect your next milestone. The horrors should spawn again, and you can kill them and add to the 4th community milestone. Okay, not much to go now. Next we're going to do the Purple Mist milestone so we can finish up phase 4. Now all you need to do is look for a dissonant system in your galaxy map. You can do this anywhere, but if you want to do it at the same one that I do, pick the 5th Dropzone milestone and warp to that system. As soon as you get there, open up your galactic map again and look for this dissonant system. It's right near the 5th Dropzone, it's only 45 light years away. So warp to the system. Look for this planet, it's the dissonant one. Land anywhere and use your scanner to look for corrupted sentinels. You'll always find some near the dissonant resonators if you're having trouble finding them. Now if you want to do this a bit more efficiently than I did, you can construct the Minotaur that you got from an earlier reward. Hop in it and use the Minotaur to kill the corrupted sentinels, and you'll only need to kill 25 hostiles to get this phase 5 milestone done. Unfortunately, I didn't think of it at the time, so I did the Purple Mist milestone on foot, and then did the Minotaur milestone after. This means I'll end up killing 41 sentinels instead of just 25. But anyway, either way, same as the sentinel battle before, start killing the corrupted sentinels when you see them. You only need to kill 16 of them to collect your next milestone. This will also be the end of phase 4, so collect the milestone. Now, as I said, I had to build a Minotaur and kill another 25 sentinels. To be honest, I'm not sure if you could just do this with the horrors at the Dropzone 5 milestone, and you can maybe try that if you want an easier challenge. But I don't think it's really all that difficult in the Minotaur, so I suggest just doing it and getting it out of the way here. So build the Minotaur and go pick another fight with the corrupted sentinels. Once you kill 25, you can collect your next milestone. Now we're going to select the Dropzone 5 milestone. Jump in your ship and head into space. and open the galactic map, and we're going to warp back to the location we're at before. Head to this planet. And once again, you'll see a kind person has put down the red save beacon, and it is also at the correct location. So land and kill the horrors that spawn. And then head inside and interact with the terminal and go through the dialogue. Follow your orders and you can collect your next milestone. Head back to your ship and select the Infestation Omega milestone. Land near the site, and once again the Broodmother will spawn. Same as before, keep moving, lay all your fire into the Broodmother. Once you kill her, head inside the building and interact with the terminal, go through the dialogue, and collect the next milestone. Next, select the Swarm Song milestone, and we head off to find out what happened to the Liquidator. Land at the site. Kill the horrors. Head inside and interact with the terminal. And collect your milestone. This is also the end of Phase 5, so don't forget to collect the milestone. And congrats, you've now completed the Liquidators Expedition. There is one more thing to do though before we go. Don't forget to do your part and kill some more horrors for the Community 5 milestone. Once that's done, head back to your ship and don't forget to collect the reward in the final phase for completing the expedition. All that's left to do is head back to the Anomaly. Now remember, if you want the Liquidator parts for free, don't end the expedition. Just use this button to return to your primary save, and you can log in again at any time and collect the Liquidator rewards for the community milestones once they're completed. Usually they don't take too long, but check near the end of the expedition just to be safe. However, I did this expedition when it first came out, so I already have all the rewards. So once I hit the end expedition button, I can now load up all the gear I want to take back to my main save. And once that's done, end the expedition. Once the loading screen ends, you're back on your main save. You can go and collect all your gear at the terminal. Finally, head over to the Quicksilver dude and claim your rewards. Mine are all greyed out because I already have them. Now, as always, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for sticking with me through the video, and thanks very much for watching. I really hope this guide made your expedition a little bit easier and maybe a bit more fun, and I hope to see you again soon. And just a friendly reminder, please like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more No Man's Sky content. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Cheers, guys.